How does racial bias impact funding for Black nonprofit organizations? Have you ever wondered why Black-led nonprofit organizations struggle to secure funding? This question leads us to explore the impact of racial bias on financial support for these essential community groups. Racial bias plays a significant role in limiting the funding available to Black-led nonprofits. This creates a cycle of scarcity that affects their ability to grow and serve their communities effectively. Black-led organizations often receive less funding compared to their white-led counterparts. For instance, many Black-led nonprofits operate with budgets under $100,000, while only a small percentage exceed $10 million. In contrast, white-led organizations are more likely to have larger budgets and more substantial funding. One reason for this funding gap is the negative perceptions held by some funders. There is often distrust regarding the fiscal management and leadership capabilities of Black-led organizations. These perceptions lead to more restricted, short-term grants instead of the multi-year support that Black nonprofits need to build sustainable infrastructure. Funders may choose to support white-led organizations even when the focus is on issues affecting Black communities, diverting resources away from Black-led groups. Unconscious bias among predominantly white decision-makers in philanthropy also influences funding decisions. This bias affects which organizations receive funding and at what levels. Often, those with familiar networks and metrics are favored. As a result, Black-led organizations receive smaller amounts of unrestricted funding, which is vital for allowing flexibility in addressing their priorities. Research shows that Black-led organizations often have unrestricted net assets that are significantly smaller, sometimes by over 75%, compared to white-led organizations, even when addressing similar issues. The impact of these funding disparities is profound for wealth-building strategies within the Black community. Limited funding restricts Black nonprofits' ability to promote financial literacy, culturally significant financial practices, and community resources that support economic empowerment. It also affects their capacity to support family and community events, like reunions, which are important for cultural cohesion and intergenerational wealth transfer. To counteract these challenges, the Black community can take practical approaches. Prioritizing community-based fundraising and financial resource sharing that align with culturally significant practices is essential. Building financial literacy programs within nonprofits can improve fiscal management and demonstrate capacity to funders. Advocating for funders to provide multi-year, flexible funding that supports both programmatic and operational needs is also crucial. Additionally, leveraging networks within the Black community can increase visibility and access to philanthropic resources. Understanding and addressing racial bias in funding is vital for strengthening Black-led nonprofits. These organizations are critical agents in building intergenerational wealth and sustaining culturally relevant financial empowerment in the Black community.